are. This is the West Des Moines Chamber of Commerce's brand new CEO Insight Series, where we highlight our top thought leaders in West Des Moines and beyond. I am so excited to be here today with Steve Mayor Gaer. He is not only the mayor of West Des Moines, but he's also the chief operating officer and general counsel for R&R Realty. So Mayor Gaer, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here today.
Great, thank you for having me.
This is so fun. So a little bit about Mayor Gaer. So Steve is currently serving his fourth term as mayor of West Des Moines, and he served 8 years as a city council member. So he's been in this role for a long time. And let me tell you, when I attend the city council meetings, it is amazing to watch. It's just incredible. I love it. He's also highly involved on several boards in the region, and he's a lifelong resident. So it's an honor, Mayor Gaer. So tell us about your leadership journey as mayor and here you are in this incredible city, in this incredible role. How did you end up here?
You know, I think it really started when my dad ran for city council in 1967. So I was 7 years old, and he served on the council. He was 31 at the time. He served on the council for 16 years. So it was really age 7 to age 23, and I just took a huge interest in what he was doing, why he was doing it. He would invite me to some of the council meetings when they were going to have some spirited conversations just to watch. And, it wasn't always fun and games. There was some people that would be very frustrated. And I asked him, one day, Dad, why are you doing this? You've got a regular job, we got a big family. And he said, Steve, your mom and I, we grew up here, your grandparents grew up here. We hope you and your brothers grow up here, and we just need to give back to our community. And this is one way that I think we can do that. And I've never lost sight of that. Then when I got out of law school and went to work at the Allers Cooney firm, they did a lot of the public finance work for cities and counties around the state. And so I got a chance to, on the legal side, to actually represent some cities and got more involved in some of the behind the scenes functioning of cities. During law school, I clerked for Jack Rogers, who was the West Des Moines city attorney at the time. So I got to know a lot more about West Des Moines. So I felt like I had a pretty good background on how government functions, even behind the scenes, a lot of the legal rules that go around it, and then just seemed to have a huge passion for wanting to serve the community after watching how my dad handled himself. And so it just felt like something when I was 35. I just was a little frustrated with, kind of the tone of city government, and said, it's just time for me to jump in and see, one, if the community wants me, and two, if I can make a difference. And I have to shout out to, I've had a handful of really wonderful mentors in my lifetime, people who have taken me under their wing and shown some special interest in me as a person, and helping me to understand, from a leadership standpoint and a service standpoint, they had the experiences, what was important, where they made mistakes, and some encouragement. So not only my dad, but I had a handful of really, really wonderful mentors that gave me a lot of great insight at a young age.
Well, it seems, with the city council meetings I've attended, and, I've only been in this role for 4.5 months, but it really seems like you run things differently than other leaders, other mayors, and you have a different philosophy. So tell us a little bit about that.
I think the philosophy I've tried to share is, government shouldn't function like government normally functions, which is frustrating to people. We're here to serve the people, and people have a choice of where they want to live, where they want to open their business. And let's when they contact us, let's welcome them, and let's help them accomplish what they want to accomplish. Maybe they're not going about it quite the right way, but let's help them get done what they want to get done. And let's be a partner of theirs, instead of typically how people think government works. It's my way or the highway, and I got my boxes to check, and if you can't fit my boxes, you're not welcome here. And so it's just tried to be more of that, just a relationship business, like you would do in your own business or your own family or your own friends. We decided to come up with a marketing plan, which government doesn't do. We we thank people for being in our community. We ask them how we can better partner with them. We invite them to have input. And so it's just a way of, I guess you can't run government totally like you would a private business, but we've tried to adopt a lot of those aspects of how a business would run themselves. How are we going to convince people that they want to be customers of ours? How are we going to convince them that what the value we add is worth them buying or partnering with us? And so those are really kind of the main points of how, I've tried to encourage our government to operate. And then when it comes time to hiring people, we've tried to find people that have more of that mentality. And especially key positions where people have been in the private sector. And they have a total different perspective on how it ought to operate. And I think it's given us a really big competitive advantage for businesses and people to locate here in cooperation.
I love that. Well, it really shows there's so much growing in West Des Moines. We're all abuzz. We have so many, projects and things going on. It's incredible. So DMU, that's going to be incredible. So as mayor, you have quite a legacy. What are you most proud of, or what are some of the things you're most proud of? It's probably hard to pick out just one.
Yeah, I think it all gets back to, the awards that the community receives, because those are given out by independent agencies or groups that can actually evaluate on an objective basis all over the country. So I'm very proud of, the awards Best Place to Raise Families and Young Professionals, and Quality of Life Issues, the Business Record, Best City Government Conducive to Business. And then ultimately, it's what the residents of the city think. And, every 2 years we do our citizen survey. And for as long as I can remember, we've always had 90+% of our citizens saying that they're satisfied or very satisfied with being in the community, which is, we just lead the nation when it comes to satisfaction. And that's really what we're here to do. And that's really validates, I think, how we're performing when we have that kind of positive feedback, and you look at the growth that we've gotten and the businesses that are here and the expansions that we've gotten here and stuff. So I think it's, I say we can read our own press clippings, but it's really nice when your own residents and independent groups can actually look at this and compare you nationally and say, yes, this is a wonderful place to be.
So tell us about some of the big projects that are going on in West Des Moines.
Well, probably the big one just that recently got announced was the city's been, since we adopted our 2036 plan in 2016, we heard loud and clear from our residents and businesses that we need to do something to encourage reliable, high-speed internet access to everyone in West Des Moines. And we initially went to the wonderful businesses we have here providing those services and said, how can we help you grow your business here? And so we changed some right-of-way ordinances and then did some other things and saw some significant investment, but yet there was still a lot of holes in our community. And we decided as a city then that we needed to make the investment to put in the conduit that we could then lease to providers to make access available all over the city. And because that's a big capital cost, and I understood from talking to some of the providers, Steve, the capital cost to go into some portions of West Des Moines, we never could earn enough revenue to ever get our capital costs back. So why would we make that investment? I understand that. So now the city decided, okay, we needed to make that capital investment, and then sit back and say to the providers, we want as many of you that want to access our customers as you want to. We want you to come in. We've made the investment. You can lease whatever portions of this infrastructure you want and provide those services. And we're getting pretty far along, and then we just got a call from Google Fiber saying, we've been researching around the United States, and we think the right way to do this is exactly how you're laying this out. You're way ahead of everybody else, and we would like to help partner with your efforts, and we're willing to lease your network and help advance some of the costs. And so that's the arrangement we've entered into. We just sold our first bonds to start, and we believe in 2.5 years we'll have all the conduit installed for our whole city. Google, they're not getting a complete exclusive. We want to make this available to other providers. our goal was to make sure that we had high-speed, reliable internet and competition to our residents, and that's exactly, I think, what we're going to see. But there's only 18 cities in the United States that I'm aware of that have 1 gig service. We'll be the 19th. For us, and I use the analogy, this is that access, high-speed, reliable access is as important as turning on your faucet and getting water or flushing your toilet. I mean, it is important for learning, it's important for work, it's important for access to information. It clearly levels the playing field and allows everyone then to have the same chance to be successful. And we're really excited to get this rolled out. And we think that that was the one missing link probably for us to compete with a number of cities nationally for things. And I think that now eliminates that barrier. And so we think we have everything in place to offer any person or any business what they're going to need to be successful and to have a very high quality of life. And so that was a huge initiative. And then, the quality of life issues. It's obvious that the younger generations, and good for them, they're all about having experiences, which means places to go, things to do, people to interact with. And so we've doubled down on our quality of life issues. We've just opened the boathouse at Raccoon River Park. We're going to open the amphitheater in a couple of weeks at the City School campus. We're going to open the first phase of the Rexplex for youth sports in January. We continue to expand our bike trail system. So right now, and growth and expansion at Valley Junction, we're seeing Jordan Creek Town Center expand with opportunities. So it's all about experiences and opportunities for experiences. And we're doing a lot in that regard and want to continue to do a lot in that regard because it's what people want, it's what they deserve, and it's what really is fun, and hopefully creates a small town atmosphere. As we grow, we don't want to lose the small town feel. And these projects, I think, are going to allow us to continue to have those opportunities.
Well, I love it. Raccoon River Park, Blue Heron Lake, we have our trail system. We just have so many wonderful gems here. We're so lucky to have it in our backyard. It's just, and our educational system. We could go on and on and on. It's an incredible, incredible city. So tell us a little bit about, I think you have an announcement around diversity, inclusion, and equity, a focus around that. Not that you haven't had that focus, but I think you have maybe somebody you're looking to hire in that role. Is that right?
Yeah, we've created a director position at the city so that we can hire someone that can spend full time on that. We're a much more diverse community than people really think that we are. I mean, if you look at it, started out as a railroad town, and my great grandfather moved here in 1908. We've had a lot of diversity in West Des Moines, and we want to promote that. We have a wonderful human rights commission that's been doing great things. Our HR department, we've been doing a lot more in that. We want everyone, no matter what their race, background, political affiliation is, we want everyone to have a chance to be part of our community because it makes us so much stronger to have that diversity. And we want to make sure that everyone that's in this community feels that they're treated respectfully and have an opportunity to succeed like everyone else. It's going to be ultimately up to their efforts, but we're going to provide an environment that will allow them to all have that equal opportunity. And we've been doing a lot of neat things, but we're really, as a part of this hire, really, I think, going to say to everybody, we're serious enough that we've created a directorship position for this. And that's the only thing that person's going to help focus us on. But we've had a lot of support from businesses and their diversity people on encouraging us on how to do things and working together. So, I mean, it's a team effort. I always say we either succeed or fail together as a team. And clearly, I think that's going to continue, hopefully help continue to distinguish our community. I always say whenever I get a chance to speak to groups that we're the only city in Iowa with the Human Services Department. And so for decades, we've had a Human Services Department that we reach out and help them out, for whatever reason, whether it's clothing or food or utility bills or shoveling or trips to their doctor, whatever it may be. There are wonderful people in our community that need some help, and we want to be able to, as a city, help support those people and say, we're glad you're here, you make a valuable contribution, and we're here to help you with whatever special need you may have for whatever period of time. But we want you to feel welcome here, and we want you to feel like you have a chance to be successful and contribute to our community.
What a wonderful, loving, open community, caring about all. I mean, we have it all here, and luckily you're our mayor that has that, that drive, that love for helping everybody, and it shows. And I love your innovative approach to city government, and you are key to why West Des Moines is so great. So
well, I appreciate that. You're giving me more credit, but I appreciate that. Like I said, it's a big team effort.
Well, we really appreciate your time so much today, Mayor Gaer. And like I said, it's an honor, and I look forward to getting to know you personally as a new chamber leader and spearheading our promotion efforts for the city. And I can't be more grateful to be here in beautiful West Des Moines talking to you today and into the future.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your leadership. The chamber is so important to the city's success, and you've really you've added a lot of attributes to it already in your short time here. So we look forward to continuing to work together.
Well, thank you, Mayor Gaer. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.